All right, welcome everyone. Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Space Brothers, episode 43.
Okay, I'm just gonna say if this episode ends in another cliffhanger with him having 10 seconds of oxygen left, I'm not discussing this episode. I'm just gonna go put it in the next episode and be like, all right, see you guys in a bit.
Yep. I think that's
we can concur.
We are in agreement on that.
We're in agreement on that.
Yeah.
You know, I'd very much love to have a quiet episode with Hibito, like thinking about life over the next 10 minutes. That could be really deep and impactful and stuff. But right now, the thrills this episode can be not very thrilling.
You gotta kill a puppy.
It's just hurting.
You gotta kill a puppy. Go for it. Don't torture the puppy.
Don't torture us watching.
Don't torture us with watching the puppy.
Yeah, I don't like watching people suffer or things suffer. I will suffer. I'm willing to suffer, but I'd rather.
There's a limit to how much I'm willing to suffer.
There's a limit to how much I'm willing to watch things around me suffer. I know what I can handle.
Yeah, so bring us to decision.
I don't want to have to guess about what they can handle.
Yep, exactly. So just decide.
Commit.
Yep.
Commit.
All right.
Don't you cliff.
Yeah.
No. Again.
I mean, let's be real. That's not going to happen. That would be a new level of stretching, even for this show.
You think so? You think so?
Okay,
the gravity of the situation.
I'm 92% sure that it will be decided this episode.
All right. I am definitely above 90, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Please give us
Put us out of our misery
here. Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Damn. What I love and hate so much about this was he didn't even wait for a response. He turned away before he could even read what was on his chest.
Hey, he's only got 8 minutes left. It's like, damn if I'm going to wait for anybody. So help me God. If we get the OP right when he gets to the Brian...
That's when the opening's going to happen. Yeah, because we got to recap our way,
Yeah.
We can have some recap.
Oh, totally.
But I'm more worried about the actual new footage,
Yeah.
Oh, the breathing's it's a nice touch. I need that little robot to roll up over a rock and
Oh yeah. See, that little robot is actually what set this thing here.
I just want reality to come crashing in on me.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy a dream before reality, but Flashback.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
God damn it, show.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Holy shit.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, that 8% chance is they decide to go into a flashback.
Cool. Just running the simulations, doing it over and over again. Oh, I wonder if this is a part where they intentionally make things go wrong in the thing just to see how they respond to it.
Maybe.
Yep. Yeah, this is part of another test of making sure you're comfortable and able to stay calm when everything just goes stupid wrong.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Let's lean into it all the way.
So that when the robot comes in and saves him... It's so fun having that voice come in through this show.
Join my army, we'll conquer the very stars.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Completely tunes out what he's saying.
Yep.
日付見りゃわかんだろう。間違って古いの渡されたんだな。ほら、セクション76のとこが違うぞ。
Oh my gosh, that's...
地の配置とかところどころ変わってるからな。そりゃ誤作動するわ。
Everything's calibrated wrong. That's...
Hey, こちらブライアン。ああ。
That's funny. That is the kind of thing, though, that Muto would have noticed, though.
Sure.
違うよ、シミュレーターの方。ああ。そうだな。
Having two conversations at once, basically.
あれならボーリングタスクも難なくこなせるはずだ。
他の誰かに別件の
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
ようだな。こんな芸当ができる人間は。
Yep, one other person.
まったく。こんな初歩的な間違い2秒で気づけよ、日々と。そんなんでよく俺の控えになれたもんだ。
あんたが推薦したんだろ。俺みたいなし。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
もう二度と来てやらねえからな。自分でなんとかしろ。
those hand gesticulations.
I won't come by again. You
Yeah.
sure about that?
Uh-huh.
So does that mean that they're saying that the Brian doll is, you know, him meeting his dead friend, or is it his dead friend saving him one last time?
Yeah, who knows, man?
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah.
手やったぞ、日々と。大先輩ブライアン・ジェン。
Yes, it's you. Yes, it's you. Cool. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
してやったぞ。
God, it is a good shot, though.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe leave it here so it can still be on the moon, you know?
ちゃんとある。酸素が薄くなって。
Oh. Oh. Oh.
All right.
Not gonna cry.
All right.
そうか。 ブライアンがこれをここに。
Just another set of brothers that want to go to space together.
Three minutes left. God, that's wild. They'd just be able to. They'd have to just sit there and watch as the counter goes down.
Yeah. They're the fastest and the slowest 10 minutes of their lives.
ビト君の酸素残量があと3分です。酸素のことをムッタさんに知らせなくても。
Not yet.
Oh, Hoshka.
The people that make it to become astronauts are the lucky ones.
ただモニターの酸素数値が
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's cruel.
ぴったりだったのに。
Yeah, he did.
ムッタさんが示したポイントとヒビトさんの信号が出た地点が全く同じだったのに。
This is our failing.
そりゃそうだよな。
Yeah,
Oh,
the footprints are
his
still
footprints,
there.
Yeah. Walking where he walked.
ブライアンは
Yep. Proof that he lived, that he was here. The tenderness and care that he placed it there.
あと1分です。
Some be okay, ka.
そろそろか。
Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he would collapse before the oxygen fully ran out. He would just be...
Yep.
日々と。
Wee, come on.
助けてやろうか。大先輩ブライアン。
Yeah, 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 yeah. We would. We would. Come on.
All right.
Now he's hallucinating.
Yeah, bad way to go.
悪い。むっちゃん。
Yeah, then we catch up with them,
Yep,
and then
yep,
they bump
yep.
into him. Where?
Go through it alinearly.
なっちまう。落ち着けばで俺たちまで事故に遭うぞ。
I don't care.
分かってるが
Yeah, there's no way.
聞けばで俺たちは今最善を尽かしている
Yeah.
これ以上はないんだ
Right. Oh.
でたどり着くことだけ考えろ
Yeah, we can't just will ourselves to get there faster.
And Damien is still in trouble. So, like, if that vehicle breaks down, everybody's screwed.
Yeah. God, my chest is hurting. I'm feeling sick.
I think the bot's gonna come in at this point.
It has to.
Like they're really laying it on pretty thick with
Houston.
Brian saving him. Oh yeah, 20 seconds. Okay.
ヒューストン東だ応答しろ日々とこちらヒューストン
Oh.
日々と
Oh yeah, and then going to Damien. Sure. Yep, and then it goes down to 0. Because there's no communication, they might even tell Houston, or tell Muta, that he died, even if he does get hooked up.
なんもなかったみたいに戻ってこいよ
The picture on the wall.
気中酸素は 20% から下降中
Yeah, no, you suffocate and you can't take the helmet off, because otherwise, vacuum of space.
Yeah.
That was mean, having us need to watch Hibito suffocate like that before.
Now you hallucinate like it's him walking when it's just the little robot.
Yeah, but then he's too delirious to hook himself up to it.
よーし日々と
私が聞いた
Yeah.
ブライアン
来てやったぞ日々とこの大戦
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
来てやったぞ だぞブライアンのカメラに日々とが映った日々とは無事か
わかりません倒れてます
Oh.
ブライアンから酸素を受け取れ
Yeah, because he needs to be the one to do it.
His fingers would be fumbling and...
Oh.
日々と
No, he connected it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was tension. Thank you.
やっぱり来てくれるんだなあんたは
That
Oh,
was still
I can breathe.
mean show. Like that was below
Thank
the
you though
belt
for ending it.
and mean.
like
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
God. Oh, thank you. Thank you for finally
Yeah.
putting me out of my misery.
Man.
Good.
I
The catharsis, the complete just relief of cool, awesome. Because nothing bad now is ever going to happen in this show.
Oh yeah. Like
Nothing even close to this. Oh.
I want to applaud you for managing to stay like emotionally connected, because that looked like torture for you. I was like, I could tell I was like fully ejected, just like, okay, let's see what they do. Is he gonna die? Is he gonna live? Like
Every cliffhanger, the reason why I got mad was because I was like, they keep trying to make me think that they're not gonna do it.
right.
And I'm like, okay, you're not gonna do it, right? You're gonna drag this all out because it was an important part of the story for us to,
Really
grapple
have it-
with the terror of space.
Yep.
And it was.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have something as stupid as the people at NASA giving you an outdated training program calibration guide.
Yep.
Because, that's
Human error.
Human error.
Yep.
And that's it. That could be life and death right there.
Yep.
And in some ways, the fact that was handled so casually and silly, in such a silly way by Brian J.
Yep.
It kind of gave me a breath of fresh air. I was like, oh, okay, that's the point. Right.
Yes,
it's
bullshit will happen.
It's not that space is scary, and it's not even that bullshit will happen. Human beings,
Fucking
and
stupid.
ourselves, we aren't that special.
Yeah, right. The
we-
fact that we are able to make it to space is a
testament.
yeah.
It's a fucking
It's in spite of ourselves,
it's
not
in
because
spite of
ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Hibito, after all, is an astronaut.
Yeah, exactly. Like
That guy had dream. Like that's basically what he had. He had a dream.
Like
and that carried him through all the stuff that
yeah,
could have and probably maybe even should have filtered him.
to the point that even when he is an astronaut and the legend astronaut is like, hey, here, let me tell you something. And he starts thinking about something else.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came all the way back around to being lighthearted again because that goofy ass Brian J's smile, where his top row of teeth are just like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, you know what?
Individual
I
teeth
needed
are not
that.
usually like drawn in anime.
No.
But when they are, it's always with this fucking voice actor. like
So you grit those teeth, Simone.
yeah.
I'm very glad that he's alive.
Yep.
I probably went through the gamut of emotions the
Oh,
last
yeah.
few weeks.
Oh yeah.
But to me, as long as we move forward from this, with the mission being a very intense, lesson learned, basically,
Right.
where we do get to have them actually make it back down to Earth, and we don't have some other arbitrary nonsense. Just
Sure. The parachute doesn't open.
Hibito from orbit or what
Right,
have
right.
you.
Martian comes up.
I don't think there's anything else I'll probably have an issue with in this show, because this is probably about as bad
because-
as I could imagine it getting as
Right,
far
because-
as
yeah.
pain and suffering.
Because to bring this back to the strong points of the show,
Yes.
right, is that it will have things take a long time to happen,
Yes.
but it understands what its themes are, and so that makes the process enjoyable, right? Even if there are points where it's like, okay,
Most
they're
of the
stretching
time.
this out, most of the time.
Most of the time.
And that's probably what our issue was with this one, is where we're like, wait a minute, but you're breaking your own rule of the show in that you're making it not be Space Brothers.
We can't buy that.
We can't buy that, and so if you're actually going to do that, then what the fuck,
Right. So then we go back around to they're obviously not going to do that. But then why are you making it take so long to
Exactly.
resolve the thing that we know that you won't do?
Right.
Is it because you actually will do it? Oh no.
And in this way?
And this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now that that's been done,
Right. You either take
the show's basically checking the box of like, hey, like,
good job. You
like-
made it to space.
yeah, exactly.
Well
you made
done.
it to space, and this is actually the kind of show that
This
this
was
is,
our
right?
indoctrination. We are now Space Brothers.
Yeah, you've been properly hazed,
Yep.
and now you know that that's not going to happen again,
We
right?
did just get hazed.
that's
basically what this
effectively
arc
what
is.
this was, right?
I feel bad for anybody who's like more emotionally sensitive than us, because that I could imagine people just quitting the show, being like, I can't deal with this. This is too intense.
Yep.
This is too much. Seeing Hibito like heaving and gasping,
going
and
into
it's-
the
like I think top 3 worst ways that I imagine myself going is slow asphyxiation.
Yep.
There's something so terrifying about
yeah.
not being able to count on breath.
Well, and the thing I think that makes yes, and on top of that, the situation so terrifying is that normally in that situation, it's the air in this suit or whatever it's not good. I can't breathe it, right?
You're getting carbon monoxide. Every
instinct in my mind would be like, I need to take this off so that I can breathe. But it's no, I'm in space. My death will be even worse if I do that. My eyes will boil,
It'll just freeze to death, really.
Right, yeah.
But, oh my God. Okay, so it's exactly what we thought. Mm-hmm. The Brian J. bot made it to Hibito.
Yep.
Why it went here...
We'll find out next
episode. You know what? I'm so happy that Hibito's alive. Mm-hmm. I don't care what they end up deciding for this thing here. It was arbitrary that we were here to begin with. It was arbitrary in how it was resolved.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know that they set up the bot, being on its way here, but the fact that it showed up at the place where the little, guy was and all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fuck it. Whatever.
Yep.
I am just glad they were not watching Space Brother. I am glad we're not watching that show.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I have watched so many anime where they horrifically rip a character from us. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like...
Generally, they're not tied to the very premise and concept of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
that you're gut-wrenchingly... painfully watching another character react to that loss.
Yeah.
And so you empathize with that character that's losing their person that they really care about. And because that person is, in an objective sense, usually more important to the story, it's okay. But this is so cold and lonely, and it would have been such a solitary...
Well, and
just cold death.
And usually there's that element, and maybe this is just me, just how I... end up experiencing things.
Deaths in fiction and stuff.
We're when a brutal character death happens, right?
Yes.
It's the no, how could you? Oh, that was a good decision.
Yeah.
Right? And this, I'm just like, no. We're watching Space Brothers.
I don't need to be sold on the dangers of space by watching Hibito slowly die.
Right. Or exactly. We were sold on the dangers of space so many times throughout this arc of Hibito being in danger that that's just a kick in the nuts to be and now
I'm already down. I'm already begging you to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Please stop. I didn't consent to this.
Right, this isn't fun anymore.
No, exactly.
I signed up to watch a show that is the kind where people generally aren't going to die. This isn't some action adventure.
Where we're going to have our Elvis, attractive boy and our smart, quirky girl, and then our even quirkier main boy character form their, Harry Potter trio and go to space,
Right.
It's everyone's dreams are going to be realized here.
Yep.
If you're not, then you weren't, one of the main, 5-7 characters or what have you. So, R.I.P. Brian J. Mm-hmm. You were a cool backstory flashback character.
Yep. Yeah, also bringing in backstory flashbacks when it's we're already on the wire here. It's that's... I get it because they didn't do the unthinkable thing that I was worried they might do. That's how we can pad it out so that then we can push it to another episode.
No, thankfully they ended it at the halfway point in the episode. Yep. That was a very good decision.
Yes,
where the flashback gave us just enough so that we would have the extra emotional attachment to Hibito's hallucinations and seeing the little robot.
And in a lot of ways, I feel like the flashbacks were used as a let us down easy.
Yes.
That we are this is going to be okay.
Right. It was a Brian J. flashback. It was not a Hibito flashback.
Exactly. It wasn't...
Which actually was a huge breath of relief. But even still, in some ways, this is weird to say, but we're still in the first half of this show. Mm-hmm. There's ways in which they could defy expectations and make it a Hibito is like Brian J. Here's him having his moment, basically, with the person that he's going to basically spend his final moments with.
No, it's to the point where and I almost don't even want to say this because it feels mean to this show, but I was very glad when the NASA people are all right, we have visual, because there was this part of me that's going to be is this going to be him hallucinating that if only he could show up, and there was that oxygen bot. Wouldn't that be great if it showed up and I managed to, Yeah, no, the show wouldn't do that.
No,
and it didn't. And,
it did not. I really do love though that I think my favorite decision throughout all this is that Muta never doubted his brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's probably the part that kept me so positive was that basically they were saying, "Don't worry, this is Space Brothers," and even though they ignored Muta's stuff there because sure they ignore him, Muta was maybe a little worried. Maybe a little bit nervous at times, but he never fully doubted his brother. He knew the kind of person he was, and he's like, yeah, even my dumbass brother, I know that he's going to be okay. He's going to get through this. And while he had, like, little sweat droplets and stuff, and little signs
probably worked its way in there at some point, you know. Yeah.
It's going to be okay. And so he never went out to the, communication center. He never... He never, like...
They didn't tell him that he has 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
They're bring him in for the countdown.
We're not doing that. No,
Yeah.
It's cruel.
Yeah.
I do love, though, from a performance perspective, Azuma just screaming out to Hibito over the mic.
That was great.
That was really good. I think that was really good. I think that Azuma is one of those characters that every time he comes back on screen after it's been a while since we've seen him, I'm like, good. Yeah. I fucking love Azuma's character. And the more time we get with him is fantastic. He's kind of the opposite but replacement of Brian J. in that regard in the story.
Yes. Yeah.
And I am very excited to have, at some point, the Azuma, Muta, and Hibito all in the same room just having coffee together and talking or tea or something. Like,
yes.
I very much love that.
All of that. Yeah. And hey, Hibito even found out what the little sparkle thing was. Fantastic. So not only did he not die, but that little curiosity and mystery was resolved.
There's just a whole bunch of astronauts littering their toys on the moon.
Everyone is a story, damn it!
Every single one of those flashes is actually a unique astronaut toy that's in those different spots. And these aren't astronauts that have died. These are just all the fact that all the astronauts are just goofy kids that wanted to dream about space at one point. So they're like, oh, nobody else has done this. Yeah. They put it out there, and they're creating alien stories by the fact that they're littering on the moon.
I know. I'm trying to think of what would be the dumbest or silliest,
What would you put on the moon?
Babe, I put one of your nudes on the moon.
Oh my god!
Something like that.
Oh my god! You got your favorite,
yeah.
Or maybe not even your favorite. You got 3.
Yeah.
And it's you got a back shot. You got something that's maybe a bit really
teasing
touched
or something
up and stuff like that. And you're I put them, buried them, and then put the frames in such a way that when the space dust comes and hits them, it wouldn't crack it and break it.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna stay there forever. So yeah, probably at some point an astronaut has a decent chance of being damn.
Yeah. Oh.
Earth made that. Holy shit. Yeah. Don't know who she is, but goddamn. That is the Earth's ass.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But man, I'm losing it. I'm a little crazy.
I'm oxygen deprived right now.
Thanks for bearing with me and us. Just that was a crazy arc.
That was a level of stress I did not need in my life.
I did not need that either.
Yeah.
I've watched Made in Abyss. For
right.
Sake.
Yeah.
And this was this was painful.
Because the thing is that there's times where you sign up for it.
Right.
There's times where you sign up for it and you're
that's true.
And you don't know how far it'll go. And it might go past what you're comfortable with or what you signed up for.
Right.
But you did sign up for it,
Right. And I kind of knew,
Hibito was very
other shows that, what?
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking about other shows.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other shows I've done, I feel like I kind of knew, even with some of the other ones, I'm thinking back to some of my most, painful and brutal deaths where it was oh, fuck. Almost all of them very well foreshadowed this. I'm just going to say it. I did not see Hibito as that death-coded.
Okay.
I think there were times when you, said it in a very, convincing way, and I was Yeah, I can see why you would come to that conclusion.
The main reason for it was just that we weren't getting a character arc for Hibito. It was he was already kind of the perfect boy, you know? And so
he was such an idiot.
no, totally, right. But that's where I was thinking like, oh, they're like
he has to actually go to space though. That's his arc.
His
arc is doing his dream.
No, right. But I figured that in the same way that we had all this like stuff for Muta of, you know, struggling and all that stuff, we didn't get a lot of focus.
Well, Muta is the main character.
He is definitively,
and that's something that I think is very good to kind of keep in mind with this here. You can't do this with the main character.
No,
like this doesn't work at all with the main character. This does kind of work.
Then we'd be yawning and being like, "Stop wasting our time, please."
Well, right, but also you can do this with Hibito. Mm-hmm. There is a way that you could do this, and it kind of did it. Mm-hmm. It kind of did it. It's more just that.
Oh yeah, as far as making us think that Hibito could die, I fully was like thinking, yeah, I think he's dead. You know, like I just didn't want it to happen.
Man, my head was so full of fuck the last like few weeks. I don't know what I thought.
Yeah.
But
wow. It was wild.
It was wild. But hey, we're on the other side.
That's right.
Let's go like
nothing can happen now.
Let's go eat some food with like fresh air, like wandering around us, you know? Like,
walk around outside.
Yeah.
Feel the grass.
Yeah, look up at the sky and just kiss the air.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say the ground.
We're not sailors.
Well, okay, fair enough.
But, all right, y'all. Woo! Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon and get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.